All right. Well, I was going to ask you a little bit about how the secondary performed in the opener. I already got the word from the equipment manager that three of the players of the week were secondary guys. Cameron Kinley was player of the week.
Yeah.
Bachman got honored, and so did another Michael
Mike.
McKnight.
Yeah.
And I need to ask you first of all, BC on the players of the week. What does that mean? Fachman got BC. Is that something you can tell us?
It's the Blue Collar Award. Right.
Okay.
So what we do is we got an old school lunch pill like a construction worker might take to work.
Mm-hmm.
We fill that thing up with some snacks. It's got EAT, the acronym for effort, attitude, and toughness on it.
Mm-hmm.
So we give that to the guy that represents and embodies those characteristics. That he's got to bust his tail. He's consistent, comes to work every day. So he got that award first. We played extremely hard.
Right. What was going to ask you about Kinley. I don't think a lot of us going into the opener would have pegged him as a playmaker, and he turned out to be one. Did you know going in the opener that Kinley was a guy who could make some plays?
Sure, I certainly knew he had the ability to. And in this defense, sometimes your number's going to get called, and when it does, and sometimes the play shows up, you got to make it. And he did that on Saturday, and which is why he was the player of the game for us.
Well, I was going to say, I think you hope it'll change every game. I mean, you
Sure.
don't just say Fajo and Cromartie and Springer and Kinley are my guys, and every time I call blitz, it's going to be one of them,
Yeah,
right?
Right. And Cam wasn't necessarily the most productive player on Saturday, but Diego was really productive, but he had a few busts and things he's got to clean up. And Cam played a really all-around solid game. Was in the right spot, did the right things, graded out at a high level, and then was productive on top of that. And so that's why we named him the player of the game.
What did you like about McKnight? What got him some recognition?
McMorris.
Mikey,
McMorris. Just a solid player. I mean, does everything we ask him to do, and plays in the defense. And I think he's a special talent and a playmaker. And some games plays come to you, some games they don't. And when plays come to him, he's going to make them. I promise you that.
Right. And so overall, the secondary unit, and I'm going to say, I know that Jake is an outside linebacker, but don't you kind of consider him part of the secondary as well?
I do, yeah. We're 4-2-5, so we consider that striker kind of a hybrid safety guy. But the guys in the back end played really solid. I thought our effort was outstanding. Certainly some things we've got to clean up, some communication things. We had a couple of breakdowns here and there. So there's certainly room for improvement, but I was encouraged how we played that first game.
And did you roll a lot of guys? Because I know Elon started at strong safety, or no, he's the bandit. Bachman's the strong safety,
Yes, sir.
Elon's the bandit.
Yeah.
But you rolled some guys through, is that correct?
We did. I've got 4 guys back there at free safety and bandit that I feel really good about putting in the game. Alon and Kevin Brennan at Bandit have had really solid camps. I feel good about both those guys. As a matter of fact, they're competing for that job right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rua is Faulkman's backup, and he's had a great camp, and I trust him. So it's rare to have 4 guys back there at those 2 positions that you feel good about putting in the game, and I think we have that right now. So that's good.
Well, it sounds like you're doing a really good job coaching, because in the season opener, Kinley was the player of the week, and Michael McMorris was an honorable mention. So you must be doing some great coaching. Can you just tell us about your cornerbacks and how pleased you were with their performance in the opener?
No, well, I tell you what, everything ends up being a team effort. Those guys played well, but like with anything, have a lot of things they can continue to improve on. But they played hard. One of the things Coach Newberry sort of challenged the whole defense that was first play as a unit, play with great effort, elite effort, and then compete all the way through. And those guys did that. And usually, if a guy's having success from a team aspect, it's because the D-line is getting after it, changing the dynamics for a DB on the back end, and guys are all playing together. So usually one award for one individual is really a picture of everybody on the defense.
Well, I was telling Coach Newberry, I would not have pegged Kinley to be a big playmaker going into the opener, but he was. He came off the edge right off the beginning and had that corner blitz for a sack or whatever it was. But did you kind of know going into this season that he's a guy that could make some plays for you?
Well, I tell you what, really, I was excited about just seeing the guys play because they had practiced well. They prepared well in the spring, during the fall camp, and really were locked in and have been really focused on things. So I was really just eager to see those guys play, and then as a coach, trying to coach them as best I can on the sideline in regards to making adjustments, the whole defensive staff. But Coach Newberry had a good plan, and that was his first call, and it worked, and it sort of flowed the rest of the way for Cam and the defense.
Can you talk a little bit more about Cam Kinley? I'm looking at him right now. He's a big body boy for a corner. He's solid, almost looks like a safety. What do you like about him? What are his attributes? What do you think he brings to the table?
Well, first of all, he's a quality kid. I mean, his leadership ability, the way he works, you can challenge him and push him in regards to, you know, doing things better and better. And he, makes mistakes like everybody, but he has a good attitude about coming back and correcting and working. So he's a great kid. You ask anybody on the team about Cameron Kinley, and they'll have nothing but great things to say about him. So easy kid to coach in that aspect because he's such a hardworking kid, a pleaser, a guy that really wants to do well in all things.
Well, I'm doing a little thing about the secondary, and you guys performed well in the opener. You got the player of the game. Michael McMorris got honorable mention, and Falkman got the blue collar award. So that's a pretty good start for the secondary. Your thoughts?
I mean, we've been working hard. We're real humble back there in the secondary. We don't have too much respect in the country right now, so we know we got to come to work every day. Our motto is humble and hungry. So every day, every week, we're coming to work. We're coming to get better, focusing on the small things, trusting our technique. We know if we do our job, our coaches are going to put us in a position to make plays. So we're just coming with that mentality every week.
Coach Newberry and Coach Norwood were both saying that they like the depth back there, and Coach Newberry was saying Kevin Brennan can spell Falkman or Nash rather. And Elon Nash, he's got Norua Bonner at Falkman's spot. I'm sure there's some competition at quarterback. Right.
Oh yeah, and competition breeds success. I mean, the depth chart, it goes up and down every week. You know what I'm saying? From spring ball to now. We got a lot of guys that can roll in that cornerback room. And what it does, it keeps you on your toes. Even if you're at the one, you know it's nothing in concrete, nothing in cement. So you're coming to work every day because somebody's coming to take your spot. And they're going to let you know they're coming to take your spot. So I love the competition that we have because it only makes us better.
Well, you played in 13 games last year, and I think you had 3 starts. But I'm sure that during the offseason between last season and this season, felt like you had to go up a notch. Can you talk about what you wanted to work on, what you felt you needed to improve upon?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I definitely need to get more flexible, get my hips loose and on that aspect. So I did a lot of stretching, yoga in the off season, and just get quicker in my breaks, quicker in my explosion. I feel like every year I've taken steps to get better, and this year I just had to go make the big plays. Last year I was putting myself in a position, but this year I knew I had to go make the plays. So that was kind of the transition I made going from my sophomore year to this year, so I could put myself in a position to potentially start and just contribute to the team.
How good did it feel that right off the bat in game 1, you got your number called for that blitz off the edge and you made the play? How good did that feel? That's a great way to start the season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I always talk to my dad about it. I know I'm a little nervous, butterflies going until I can get that first play out the way. So considering it was the first play of defense, tackle for loss, I mean, all the jitters were gone and I was ready to play football. I was excited football was back. So that was a humbling feeling right there. I was definitely thankful for that.
One of the things with Coach Newberry's defense, he will use secondary guys in different roles. I mean, you're not going to just be traditional cornerback covering wide receiver every single play. You may come up and have to blitz. You may cover somebody different so they can roll. He wants to change the look so much, and I think it requires versatility out of all of you guys. Would you say that's true, Cameron?
Oh, most definitely. I mean, I was thinking about it today. I'm rushing off the edge so much. I might need to get with the D-line, work on my pass rushing skills. Call my dad or my little brother, but it keeps the offense on their toes because it looks like you're playing press man. Next thing you know, you're coming off the edge, sacking the quarterback, or you're about to act like you're about to go sack the quarterback and you're back in man. So it keeps the offense on your toes and messes with the quarterback's mind, so I love it.
Well, so in a few weeks, you're going to be down to home Memphis.
Yeah.
Tell me, did you come here partially because Navy plays in this conference and you knew that they would be going to Memphis every 2 years? Did that have anything to do?
I mean, that definitely swayed my decision a lot, knowing I was going to be able to play in front of my hometown for 2 years. So I'm excited to get down there. The game's a couple weeks away, so we're going to focus on ECU. But it's definitely a game that I have circled in my mind, excited to get down there, play in front of friends, family, teammates, things like that. So that'll be a good feeling.
And Navy's been doing a good job recruiting Memphis ever since, I think DJ Palmore was a Memphis guy. Was Sean Williams a Memphis guy?
Yes, sir. Yep.
I mean, there's starting to be a lot more, and there's some other on this roster now, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's definitely a pipeline. Coach Ashley Ingram does a great job of recruiting. I know coming out of high school, he signed 3 kids from my school, me, Cameron Taylor, and Mario. And then there was another kid, Ben Glass, and it was Caleb Clear also. So we all came in pretty deep just from my class alone, and it was already like 10 on the roster. So it's definitely a pipeline, so that makes it a lot easier. It makes you feel comfortable when you come up here.
And so did Memphis offer you a scholarship?
Memphis did not offer me, so that's another chip on the shoulder, but it's all good.
All right, buddy. Thanks.
Thank you.